Today's lesson is over percent. This is pretty much the third day of part 3 of fraction decimal percent. So how do you know? How do you know that 35% is equivalent to 7/20th and that is equivalent to 35 hundredths? Well, first of all, I do know percent means per 100. In the word you see cents, mean for every 100. And 3500 can be written as this. This decimal is in the hundreds place value, so it's the same as saying 3500. And I know I can simplify this by dividing by 5 and get 7/20th. And I know given the fraction 7/20, I know I could build it up back to a percent by multiplying by 5 and get 35 hundredths. And then 3500 means 35% because it's 35 for every 100. So they're all equivalent. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be finding your musketeer. You will be going around the classroom looking for a fraction, a picture model, a decimal, and a percent. For example, maybe you'll see a fraction model look like this. What picture model, what fraction is being shaded here? 1/4. Do you know what percent that is? Well, a percent is per 100. What is the relationship between 4 to 100? The relationship is times 25. So it's 2500, and a percent is anything per 100. So it'll be 25%. And how do you say 25 hundredths as a decimal? 0 and 2500. So this model, 1/4, 25%, and 2500 are all equivalent. Maybe you'll see this model. 1, 2, 3. 2 of them are shaded out of 5. So we know our fraction is 2/5. So what decimal and percent is this? Well, if I build this to 100 times 20 times 20, that'd be 40 hundredths. So the decimal is 40 hundredths, and the percent would be 40%, because anything per 100 is a percent. And so 40 hundred, 40%, 2/5, and the model 2/5 are all equivalent. So let's practice some more. So show me 24%. So what you're going to have to do is, whoops. So 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24%. So our percent is 24%. Compared to this one whole, what decimal is this part of? 24 hundredths. And it's 24 out of 100. So all of these are equivalent. 2400, 2400, 24%. You can simplify this by dividing by 4. Dividing by 4, it can also be 6/25. Next one, show me 6 hundredths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundredths. That's our decimal. If 600 is right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 is right here, what percent is shaded out of 100? 6%. And how would you write 6 hundredths as a fraction? 6 per 100. And that's, so all of this is equivalent. 6 hundredths, 6 hundredths, 6%. I could simplify this by dividing by 2 and getting 3/50th. Show me 100%. Well, that'll be all of this. So 100%. So this represents one whole. This represents tenths, these represent hundreds. So this is one whole. So what fraction is that? Well, it's 100 out of 100, or one whole. Show me 140%. That would be this and 4 tenths. So that's 140%. So it'll be 1 of this and 4 of these, and that's in the tenths. So 1 and 4 tenths. So how would I represent it as a fraction? Well, you need 140 to make 140 pieces to make this percent. So it's 140 per 100. Another way we could say is one, you need one whole and 40 hundreds, or 1 and 4 tenths. And they all simplify down to 1 and 2/5. And our last one is 200%. I will need this and this. That's 200%. How many wholes did I use to make this? I use 2 of them. That's 200%. Our fraction is 200 out of 100, which is 2. So the last thing you're going to do is we're going to be doing two stations. We may be doing clothesline, where you'll be getting fraction, decimal, percent, and you're going to put them in order from least to greatest or greatest to least on a clothesline. Or you may be doing something called rainbow cubes or quilt. In the quilt, you will be shading in different pictures. For example, so pretending I shaded in, let me use the black marker. I shaded in there are 50 tiles here, and I shaded in 4 tiles. What percent did I shade in? Well, how do you build to 100? The relationship is times 2 times 2, so it would be 8 hundredths, or 8%. If I shade in 14%, what decimal would it be? That would be 14 per 100, 14 hundredths. What if I shaded in 12 hundredths? What percent would that be? That would be 12 hundredths, and a percent is anything per 100, so it would be 12%. And so that is percent. Again, there's an equivalency between fraction, percents, and decimals. So you need to know percent means per 100.